So we're just pulling away from the house, heading up to the cabin again. It's a crisp late January morning. Minus 14 right now, Celsius. Never get turned around, get out of this driveway. We had to make a couple of pit stops along the way. We've got to stop and get a wire splice kit to fix our extension cord after last weekend's episode mishap. Hazel's in heat. And she's not loving life right now. She's looking for a man. So we're almost halfway up to the cabin. We're just gonna stop here, get some groceries. We're gonna leave Hazel in the truck to keep watch over everything. So we were about 30 minutes from the cabin, just right on the edge of cell phone coverage, or where it runs out rather. And going up one of the bigger hills, all of a sudden the truck started bucking and misfiring. The check engine light is blinking. So we stopped on the side of the road and checked it out. There's nothing obvious wrong. And so we had to abandon our trip. So we've turned around now and trying to make it home. But every time you slow down, the thing starts running worse and worse. We're just gonna keep pushing ahead, see if we make it or not. I hate vehicles and snowblowers. Keep you posted. So we made it back to our shop. The truck is running like crap. I don't know if you can hear the stumbling noise. So just hooked up to a scanner. So that's that. So we made an appointment with the dealer. We're going to drop it off there on Monday. As for our weekend plans, not sure yet. Hang tight. We're on the way back up north again. We had to leave the truck at home, switch everything over to the car. And by the time we got home last night, it was too late to head back up to the cabin. We're making one last pit stop before we get to the cabin just to grab some lunch here. It's the last little business. It's a gas station slash restaurant slash liquor store slash gift shop slash bakery slash hardware store. They've got it all. And good pizza. That is cold. We were only on site for 30 seconds and we already have a mystery. We're on the edge of our driveway since last weekend. Somebody's dug out the snowbank and put in a survey pin. Or not actually a survey pin, but a survey point anyways. But it's not on a property line. It's not on the road allowance. Just a little more perspective. There's the car, there's the pin. And our property stake is right there. Probably about 8 or 10 feet from the actual pin right there. So I don't know what that's all about. Now the piece of property across that secondary road from us did sell a few months ago. So assuming it's something to do with that, but it would have long been surveyed by this point, I would have thought. Can't imagine them surveying it in the dead of winter in all the snow. But you never know. Thankfully there's not much snow since last weekend. A couple inches, maybe 3 inches at the most, just light fluffy stuff. It is cold though, minus 15 right here now. I've still got to fix that electrical cord yet from last weekend. Hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk to you again. Back to this thing, my nemesis. So there is one thing I've been dying to try ever since I left here last weekend. Some friends of mine watched the video we'd made and they were saying, well, why didn't you just stick the snowblower up on his nose? They're designed to balance on that front flat area. I was a little skeptical, so I'm dying to try it. I gotta try that before I do anything else. So another pain. We gassed the generator up at the gas station yesterday when it was minus 15. I filled it right to the rim and then put the lid on. It always goes in the back of the truck, so it's not a big deal. So this morning I took it out, put it in the back of the car, which is a hatchback. And so I drove all the way here for 2 hours with the heat on full blast. Didn't realize it, but it was starting to expand and vent out right into our clothes bag, and all our food smells like gasoline. So we're off to a good start. I don't think our clothes bag got hit too bad, and our food should be okay. It's all in plastic bags inside the grocery bag, so hopefully it'll be okay. So this is the broken end of the cord that we hit with the snowblower. So it goes in underneath that snowbank. It's laying on the ground right on down through the trees in underneath the bottom log of the cabin. And so I'd like to try to pull it up through the snow if I can. At least enough to get the end in the door so I can fix it inside in the warm. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I'll give it a try. If not, I'll have to do it out here in the cold, but hoping not to. This cord was never meant to be a permanent solution. Just temporary till we get the proper generator house built. Nope, seems like that's it. Man, that's cold in the old fingers. Fingers are frozen. Jug of water. No ice. All ice. It's the coolest thing ever. Some science right there going on. I used to know the explanation, but now you're just gonna Google it yourself. I think it's called nuclearization, something like that. Google that, that's a good spot to start with.
You got me acting out, you all tenderness. what you do to me when the cold bites blue is straight cruel.
Just gonna fill up the generator one more time. And that'll take us through till morning.
You promised me roses and hungry haze, but now there's only madness. Got me feeling dusty. Got me feeling dusty. I can't even whisper and it's hard to see. Don't take my hand away me. Please tell me it's a dream. A dream. The worst kind you've ever dreamed. Don't wanna lay another night here without you. Don't wanna walk another mile. I just can't. So please don't make me do it, 'cause I got too much to lose. I got too much to lose. Now lay me in the wilderness to dry up bits of your sweet cry.
So early spring 2021, we bought this land. We started clearing it as soon as the snow was gone in early May. We were here clearing the land one day and could hear an ATV coming. An ATV came, stopped down there at the bottom of that hill, and an older couple got off, came up here and introduced themselves. So it turns out that they live down this road about 2 or 3 kilometers. They have a beautiful off-grid house down there in a meadow, one of the nicest spots in the area. They're an older couple, probably 80-ish, somewhere around there. So we stood here making small talk with them for probably a half hour or so. And she was telling us that her family has roots here going back to the 1800s. Anyway, so we stood here making small talk for a while. And after a little while, the old guy just pipes up. He's like, "Oh, we actually stopped here to warn you about the dynamite tree." I said, "Pardon?" He said, "Yeah, the dynamite tree." So then he proceeds to tell me a story. So we were probably standing about here when we were talking to him. And so he mentions the dynamite tree and he starts walking over here. It didn't look like this then, none of this was cleared out. So he starts walking over to that big maple tree right there. So the story he told goes like this. This road right here was just basically a little goat's path back in the day. And the rest of this road from the bottom of this hill onwards was actually accessed from the other end off another little logging road. It didn't quite connect through here to the main road. So in the early 80s, they blasted through the bedrock right here on our side of the road and filled in a big ravine on the other side to make it accessible for full-size vehicles. So the old guy was saying he'd stopped in here back in the day when they were blasting that, and they were all wrapped up, and he was talking to one of the guys that were working on the road. He said when they were done, they had some dynamite left over and didn't want to bring it back with them. So they jammed it in the hollow of this big old maple tree right here. So the old guy swore it was a true story. He said he talked to the guy directly, and the guy told him, yep, they put the dynamite in the hollow in that tree. So he said, we just came up to warn you just to not cut that tree down or knock it over with any equipment. The dynamite might go off because it gets unstable as it gets older. And so I don't know if there's any truth to the story or not, but he seemed pretty certain. Now mind you, some of his stories did seem to wander into the gray area of believability. So believe what you want with that story. The curiosity did get the better of me, and so I did poke around down in the crotch there a little bit. I never seen anything, but there's a lot of residual bark and everything that's fallen down in there over the last 50 years, 40 years. So when we were putting the driveway down, I had the machine right there where that big snowdrift is, and the bucket out, ready to push this over, clean it up here a little bit. Couldn't bring myself to do it. Not that I was scared of the dynamite, just that it made a beautiful conversation piece. got a lot of mileage out of the story so far. Behind every story, there's at least one little grain of truth. So that's a wrap for us. We're heading to the car and we're out of here. A few little setbacks at the beginning of the weekend, but we made it. Had a good time. Now we're back to the old grind. Anything else you want to add to this?
I don't think so. That's a wrap.
Thanks for watching. Take care.
Yeah, something ain't right. Oh, something